Coming to you live from an undisclosed location. Here is your host, the one and only Flint Rasmussen.
Hi, everybody. Welcome, everyone that's tuning in. Man, Joan already with some good comments already as we're getting ready to go on air. And now that we're on the air, welcome to Tuesday night after a couple weeks gone. Right away, I'm going to say this because I like it. I like how it looks. We got new light. We've been kind of waiting on how to do the lighting in here. We got new lighting in the old, according to Flint studio. Put a little, it's almost like we're professionals in a sense. Not quite professionals, but really. So, yeah, lighting's good here in the basement studio. Can't call it a man cave. Everybody calls it a man cave. Dan Patrick, this is more of a, what would it be besides a man cave? Oh, whiskey lodge? A sweat lodge today, kind of. Yeah. Anyway, welcome everybody. Good to see everybody. Got Belinda from Australia. That's as Australia a girl name as anybody. Belinda. I think I knew a Belinda in Australia. If you're a kid, there's names like Angus and, Australians. In Canada, have you ever noticed in Canada, you guys just running around? What are you doing here? In Canada, there's guys named Darcy is a big Canada guy name. Are you adjusting the lighting? Wait, now it's blue. Now we're back to, what do you think? Well, I kind of liked it. There. I want to still look tan. Oh. See, we're messing with the lighting. We're excited though. Right, guys? Exactly. We're excited. Bo and Logan, the whole team right here in studio tonight. Evan's still drinking water, of course. We were drinking water. Listen, we should be clear. We really only drink Pendleton because we're required to do it. I'm lying. We get here. Here's full disclosure from the crew here. There are days we get here that I said it not long ago. I think I'll just drink water tonight. I'm just going to drink water. And then as we get closer and we have the portable ice maker to my right, and there's several bottles of complimentary Pendleton whiskey. And I think, there's certain days you just need a little tidbit, a little skosh.
That's the difference between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m.
That's the difference. 1 p.m., yeah, we're water. 7 p.m. Mountain Time? Oh, we're all about we're all about it. Damon, I know Damon. Good to see you, Damon. You're from Montana. Nobody has a tan there. This time of year, we're tan. Yeah. Now, mine only goes, actually, I ride my bike and I roll my sleeves up so I don't have a complete farmer tan, but I do look at I worked out today. See it, Logan? Look at it. Whoa, this is not the Matt West show. I know what people were thinking, but Flint, by the way, there's David Allen. Flint is fibbing a skosh. Hey, Dave, you feeling a little ribby tonight? Our man David, did he break some ribs? Fell out of the back of the pickup. Did David, how did, we'll get to everything here in a minute. I edited the picture of you and Richard Childress. So Logan, who helps me with the show. And you see David on here. David is Logan's dad. David worked for years for everything from pro rodeo to Wrangler to NASCAR. He was with Dale Earnhardt and did a lot of work with Richard Childress, now the owner of the Carolina Cowboys PBR team. And so in Cheyenne, I grabbed Richard Childress and said, "This is Logan, David Allen's son." I got a great picture of you guys. And did your dad like the pictures?
Well, I don't think I got that one. You have to send
But Richard sent him some. So it was cool to see. Richard Childress was so excited to see Logan. And what was funny is the ladies knew David Allen, so they needed a picture with Logan. And Logan looked like a scared kid on his first day of kindergarten, like, had all the cougars. Had all the cougars. That's right. So anyway, it's good to see everybody. David, I hope you heal up well. We are glad to see everybody on a Tuesday night. We got a few things to cover, a few things to talk about, a few things to look at. Speaking of Pendleton whiskey, as we always do with you people, a toast from According to Flint to You and a word from Pendleton Whiskey.
Growing up, you wanted those older cowboys that you admired to someday call you a cowboy. Nobody can tell you you can't do that if you want to work at it hard enough. If money's super important, I'm doing the wrong thing, but I kind of got to pinch myself because I truly love what I do. It's amazing what you can accomplish if you don't care who gets the credit. Just make sure it gets taken care of.
And back to you, Flint. Thanks, Logan gave me the back to you, Flint. Welcome, everybody. As I said, once again, it's Tuesday. It's a summer night. Hot in Billings, Montana. It was about 95 today. With the cool, wet beginning of the summer that we had, now we are, of course, getting the August heat blues, some thunderstorms here and there, but overall a little hot and dry. So as we head in, it's been a couple weeks since we spoke last. I finished up everything at Big Sky, Montana. We'll talk about that. But also, Cheyenne Frontier Day, spent a couple days there with the stop number 1 of the PBR Team Series. And see, I always look at comment. Yes, I know Tom Reeves. Cody says, if I knew Tom Reeves. Cheyenne with the first stop of the PBR Team Series. Austin, the Gamblers, with, as their shirts say, with some unfinished business. Unfinished business, as their shirt said. Carolina Cowboys are loaded. So here's how it works. So congratulations, Austin. The Austin Gamblers win the weekend. And to win the weekend, you get the pride of we won the weekend. This year, one change this year is the MVP of the weekend, which means the rider that scores the most points before any kind of ride-off. We call it extra outs, but it's really a shootout to determine a winner. So in the games themselves on a weekend, the MVP gets a $10,000 bonus. Who got that this weekend? Woo, big shocker, Jose Vitor Leme. I interviewed that guy 3 times over the weekend. That's when you start feeling bad because he's the one guy you interview. Putting it bluntly, he carried that team on his back. I do believe Dalton Castle had a qualified ride too, but when it came down to it, the Austin Gamblers, depending on Jose Vitor Leme, if you want my opinion, the other guys need to step up. They're depending on him a little too much. It reminds me of, okay, get ready, obscure early 80s movie reference. There was a movie called Breaking Away. Dennis Quaid was in it. Jackie Earl Haley, who played Kelly Leak, coincidentally, on Bad News Bears, because he was kind of the same way. And they entered this bike race, and they had this friend who idolized bikers and the Italian riders. And they entered this fraternity bike race, and they all just sat back while their friend biked and won the race. But then he wrecked and he got hurt, and they had to step up. And it reminds me of Breaking Away, that I was down on the back of the chutes when it came down to him the last 2 days, and you could see the look on his face, on all of their faces, like, we got Jose, we're okay, which kind of is the truth, actually. So, but Jose carrying that team to a victory for the weekend. Carolina Cowboys in second. They both were 2-0 at the end of all the games after 2 days, so they have a ride-off, extra outs. It was Jose Vitor Leme and Cooper Davis. Jose Vitor Leme, I believe it was I'm Legit too. He gets the win. So they're the winner of the weekend. Now, when you go on PBR.com or watch on social media and they say Carolina Cowboys in the lead in the standings of the teams, because as the year goes, the leader of the year standings is the one with the highest aggregate, the most points. So Carolina with the most rides and the most points so far. So really, as we move on in the regular season, they are winning. They're loaded, which is good because Sage Kimsey broke his collarbone at Cheyenne Frontier Days in the rodeo. There are a lot of teams, if they lose a guy like Sage Kimsey, they're in trouble. But Carolina Cowboys, I mean, the second night, Josh Frost didn't even get on. He wasn't even in the lineup. They gave him a break. But Carolina, with guys like Dalen Swearingen and Cooper Davis and Josh Frost and Sage Kimsey, Boudreaux's still on the, yeah. I mean, they got guys. So Sage Kimsey, a huge loss, but they're okay. So here, the coolest thing about Cheyenne to me, we don't use the entire rodeo arena. There's a rodeo arena there, but when the rodeo ends, there's about 2 hours that our crew pulls in and sets up as if it is a night show. And the view from the top level of the grandstand looks like this. Now, if you look, all of that, if you look behind that stage that says Frontier Nights, if you look behind it, that is the grandstand that is behind the bucking chutes. And you can see the rodeo bucking chutes in the distance. That's the rodeo arena. We're set up kind of part in the arena, but mostly on the track and where the night show is set up. Our crew has 2 hours to set up all the bucking chutes. Frontier Days pulls the stage in. We use the concert sound. There are suites, all of that built in 2 hours. It is an intimate setting. It's cool. I know my days of working in the arena, I spent a lot of time on the concrete pad out there in front of it. So great job to our crew, as always. I brag on them a lot, and I tried to brag on them more. By the way, speaking of Cheyenne, as you know, I wasn't in the arena on the broadcast team, and I have this picture in case you missed it. The Ride Pass and CBS Sports Network broadcast team from the left, the guy in the beard, that's Hall of Famer and world champion steer wrestler Luke Branquino, who is very familiar and adept at being on a broadcast team. Of course, Kate Harrison in the lead in the broadcast booth, along with Matt West. Matt looks a little creepy there, but not bad. Matt, if you're watching, you look okay there. Brendan Clark, who's been away from the PBR for 10 years or so. I said he was great on TV 10 years ago. Thought he did a great job. Pulled no punches. Expressed his opinion. And then on the far, my right, of course, is the gray-haired guy, formerly known as Flint. The artist, the clown formerly known as Flint. Somebody just asked, what's the best concert you've ever been to? I will say maybe one of the best ever was at Cheyenne, one of the early years that I worked Cheyenne, but I saw him twice there. It was when Kenny Chesney was in his glory, all those early songs. Holy shit, he was good in Cheyenne. So good. They've increased the size of the stage. Love to see Kenny Chesney with that stage. Cody Johnson used it. They all do. They have the stage that goes out into the crowd. They've allowed for more seating now with the way they configure it. That's some huge concerts, 12, 13,000 people there, 15,000 maybe. So congratulations to Cheyenne Frontier Days. A lot of people, 2 questions that I wrote down earlier. Mike, who said he would be watching through my Facebook page, just asked if they still sell my jerseys at PBR teams events in arena. I don't know. I would assume no to sell the Cooper Tire jerseys at the team. I would assume not, but I don't know. But go on the PBR.com, shop PBR, whatever, and maybe you can find some. I don't think PBR teams, and no, I'm not picking my nose, it itches. Dandruff, some of it itches. Anyway, also some questions and some stuff sent to me about Javier Jose. Is it Javier Jose? Yeah, Javier Jose de Brito, the 2023 PBR World Champion. I don't think it was a controversy. It was just a fact. He is not. He's not riding for the Texas Rattlers, and big thing how he got suspended. He put out a statement saying he thought he signed a 1-year deal with the Rattlers, but it was actually 3. Something got lost in translation. I don't know who that's on, but what I'm picking up is he signed an agreement to ride. He committed to ride for a team. He signed with his team, and he also signed with the PBR that he would ride, and in essence violated both those agreements that he signed. So they announced the they announce a suspension. If you look at his statement that he released, he said, all good. I've proven what I wanted to prove. And I think that's what I take out of it. I'm not sure he was coming back anyway. I had heard he was very homesick, and he talked about if he made some money, he was going to go home to Brazil. He did. He made $1.4 million American. So I don't know this firsthand. I just feel like, I know I talked to Coach Cody Lambert of the Texas Rattlers, and he said we were kind of ready because we didn't know if he was coming back anyway. Do I have thoughts on it? Those are my thoughts. I do have thoughts on this. Some of the statements, the comments in social media were like, who the hell do you think you are, the NFL? Come on, it's just bull riding. Are those the same people that say, these are professional athletes, they should get treated like professional athletes? I'm just wondering, because you decide, are we a hobby? Are we just bull riding, or is this a professional sports league where you have to adhere to your agreements? I like the kid, I guess. I don't know him very well. I got nothing against what he did. He made $1.4 million. If he wants to go back to Brazil, what the hell? Go back to Brazil. I don't begrudge you that at all. If I won $1.4 million right now, I wouldn't know how to spell bull ride. I'm joking. Okay, $20 million. $20 million, I wouldn't know how to spell bull. Anyway, point being, listen, he's not here. The competition committee or whoever made the decision with PBR had to adhere to the rules of the agreement that he signed. They announced a suspension, but again, I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't want to come back anyway. That's just me. So, good kid, great bull rider. Wish him well, and I hope he's okay. Let's see, real quick. What I took personally, there was a lot of great moments of Cheyenne Frontier Days. The rodeo's so great. I went and watched it a couple days. Love it. Did somebody just make a comment about the Savannah Bananas? Holy cow, what a coincidence. Oh, somebody just asked how Cody Webster's doing. Last day, took a hind leg, stepped on him, broke some ribs. He's taken this week off. There you go. Hope Webb's good. I'll give him a call. I was letting it all kind of blow over before I gave him a call. Great moment that I think short championship round, Cheyenne Frontier Days. A young bronc rider named Ryder Sanford goes 92.5 points. Right here, look at this horse. If you want a perfect picture of a classic saddle bronc ride, I know a lot of you are just PBR fans. I got some rodeo fans here. If you want to know what frickin' bronc riding looks like, that's bronc riding right there. 92.5 points, arena record at Cheyenne Frontier Days. Also hits home a little bit. The horse owned by Sankey Rodeo Company. Ike's out of it now. We'll give it to Wade. Sankey Rodeo along with Phenom Genetics and Matt Sharping, but Wade Sankey's got those horses bucking, so they're just down the road in Joliet, Montana. Last year, that horse, Black Tie, was the PRCA Saddle Bronc Riding Horse of the Year. They set an arena record. Stuart Wright did on that horse in St. Paul, Oregon. They just set an arena record in Cheyenne Frontier Days. That horse, if he keeps it up, could be on his way to another PRCA Saddle Bronc Horse of the Year. So congratulations, Ryder Sanford, on your arena record. There you go. Also, hey, let's pick an event. You know I like rodeo. We're giving a little rodeo update. Let's look at the steer. I'm picking steer wrestling. It's my event of the week. Plus, I really like steer wrestling. I like watching the bulldog, and I like bulldoggers. I think they're sincere in how they help each other. And if shit goes down at the bar, I want them on my side. Are these completely updated since Cheyenne? Sure. We don't know because the PRCA, ProRodeo.com, got hijacked along with Procom, all of it. So we're throwing out Dalton Massey. Man, what a year he's had. The Wags, a world champion. Jesse Brown, former backup quarterback at Washington State, finished out his career college rodeoing at Montana State. So a great athlete. Big Will Loomis, the rodeo coach at Northwest Mississippi Community College. How about that? Knowing that one. Go Rangers. Ty Erickson, the world champion from Montana. Cody Devers, J.D. Struxness, big one from Montana. Dirk Tavener, great one from Idaho. Stan Bronco, Stephen Culling, who I think he could be a first-timer if he makes it. Jacob Talley, been to the NFR. Bridger Anderson. It's like a shrine to Bridger Anderson in the One More Bar in Binford, North Dakota, by the way. Tucker Allen, little dude, I know he won the California Rodeo at Salinas. Dakota Eldridge from Nevada, and then Nick Guy. A lot of familiar faces in the steer wrestling. If you're a fan of rodeo, love steer wrestling, all of them. Shooting for that gold buckle for Montana Silversmiths. Of course, Montana Silversmiths, the official buckle maker of the PBR and the PRCA, and good friends of everything, according to Flint. Quick word from them, and we will continue after this. Thanks to Montana Silversmiths. It was the same temperature the day of that photo shoot as it was today in Billings. It was hotter than the surface of the sun. It was hotter than the devil's balls. How's that? What about that one? I know. Red, too. Let's see what else is going on. Cheyenne Frontier Days, the young women were amazing. I'll tell you, barrel race, the breakaway roping was tough. Joey Williams from Broadus, Montana, the winner of the breakaway roping. Sue Smith, NFR qualifier, great horse trainer, set an arena record during the championship round as well. So everything great at Cheyenne Frontier Days. I love that place. I actually got offered the contract there in 2024. I shouldn't say that. I'm getting all kinds of calls from rodeos. I'm going to say it out loud. Joseph, Oregon called me. Cheyenne. Getting all kinds of calls to do rodeos. Cheyenne, I would love Cheyenne. I would do that. That would feel good on my knees. 10 days in that arena. Man, we used to kill it there. McKinnon Wimberley. He's around. I saw McKinnon at PBR finals. That's been a few years. That wreck was with Bushwhacker, by the way. Anaheim, California. Let's see. Come to Phoenix in July, August. You'll find out very fast what deathly hot. Let's see what it feels like. Oh, here we go. Everybody's going to tell us how hot. Oh, I have been. I said it's hot in Billings. It doesn't bother me. 95 in Billings. I'm fine with it, honestly. I've been to Phoenix when it's 116. So yeah, Carol says, would you do Ellensburg? I'm actually going to Ellensburg every day this year, but not in the arena. I'm going to host a little pre-show in their behind the chutes area on the stage, host some sponsored dinners, the concert. Going to spend 4 days in Ellensburg this year for the 100th anniversary of the greatest Labor Day rodeo in the history of rodeo, the Ellensburg Rodeo. There you go. Have you been busy with your podcast? I have, Evan. We'll get to that. I have one coming out this week, so we'll get to that soon. Hey, I had a really good opportunity this weekend. Mike Daly, been riding the high country. If you get up around 7,000 feet, Mike, it feels really good. It was pretty warm when we were in Big Sky, and it's 7,500 feet. It was still 85 a couple of days. But as soon as that sun goes down below Lone Peak in Big Sky, it drops about 20 degrees. I do not see Brad tonight, Brad Narducci. Saw the teal shirt, thought you were repping the Belgrade Bandits shirt, state champs in American Legion AA baseball. Look how smart I am. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate that, but I did see that. Thank you, Lindy, for liking the lighting. Had a good opportunity. I was home this weekend a little bit, and Friday made a little road trip, couple hours to between Three Forks and Cardwell, Montana, to hang with my good friends Chancey Williams and the Younger Brothers Band. As always, since I was on site, I get to introduce them and look out in the crowd and see so many people I knew. Here's Chancey. That's what it looked like. A beautiful, hey, we had about an hour rain and lightning delay. They sent everybody back to their RVs, and believe me, there's some freaking RVs. Hillsides full of RVs. Big country music festival out there at the headwaters of the Missouri River. When they let them all back in, Chancey and the gang, Chancey, Brooke, Wyatt, Casey, Jay, Lee, and Dale all put on a great show. And it was an honor to hang with them a little bit. And after them, it was Ernest and then Parker McCollum. So didn't stay all night, came back to Billings, but great opportunity. So also since we have spoke last, Trish coronavirus is back. There you go. Trevor, first time in Montana. Here in Bozeman working this week, first time in Montana. What is a cool sport t-shirt or hat to take back no one has ever heard of? Trevor, depending where you live, get some Montana State gear, man. I mean, right? Go to Universal Athletics out there on 7th, and they got a great selection of Montana State. Go to the Rockin' R bar, get a rocket. That's what you need. You need a Rockin' R bar cap and a Montana State rodeo cap from the Rockin' R. There you go. Let's see. What'd you say? You know what? That's actually a good idea. Stone Glacier is based, I'm not ready for him yet, is based in Montana, or in Bozeman, Montana. So you can go get something Stone Glacier. Also, since we spoke last, I should say thanks to everybody up at Big Sky. That was my true, you got to understand, people kept saying when I was going to the smaller summer events, oh, you came out of retirement to come here. I did not come out of retirement to work those events. They were scheduled the entire time. Big Sky, I kind of wanted to end in Cheyenne, but with everything done at World Finals, I couldn't really show up at Cheyenne. But Big Sky, how fitting that Big Sky, Montana was my last performance in the arena. They presented me with a commemorative 30-30 rifle, and this is one part of it, the engraving on the gun. 2010, 2023, I was at every Big Sky PBR. The engraving on the left there is the edge of the arena, and then a bull rider. Probably a bullet will never travel through the barrel of that gun. It's going to be in a shadow box. I'm telling you, just really beautiful. I appreciate everybody at Big Sky, all the appreciative fans. I stole a picture from Outlaw Partners, kind of the bosses up there. Andy Watson does all the production there. Our friend is our last podcast, but stole a picture from him. Somebody stole my last bow to the crowd in Big Sky, Montana. I think the biggest thing we notice in that picture with all the emotion and everything that was involved was my calves still look pretty damn good, don't they, guys? See, I mean, that's what you notice right away, right? I mean, so anyway, thanks. It went through the PBR World Finals and different ones. Saturday at Big Sky, the last day at Big Sky, was a weird day, and there's been some weird days since that day as well. So moving along in the broadcasting part of it, I'm just not used to at any point during a show being actually bored. And it's just an adjustment, you know? It's just an adjustment. What's that? Well, I'm not bored with the product. I'm like, yeah, I do this. I mean, I'm saying sometimes you really got to pay attention with TV because you never know. You're hearing a different show than what you're seeing live. That could be my Wrangler Minute if I want, but I'm not going to because it's kind of critical. All the rodeos that are, I'm not even going to say broadcast, that are plugged into the big screen from the rodeo and put on Cowboy Channel, they just take the arena feed and put it on TV. If you want proof that you're really it's two different shows, I have two earpieces in to be on TV. It's two different shows. You're selling two different things on a TV broadcast than on a live broadcast. Each equally as important, but that's why people through the Cowboy Channel stuff get tired of rodeo announcers. Why don't they do this? Why don't they do that? Because they're playing to the live crowd. TV's different. And it's cool to be part of TV, but you're listening all the time because when they come to you, you got to know what Brendan Clark has said and what Kate has said and what Luke said over there and Matt West said, so that your interview or your opinion or your ad that we call it fits into what's been going on. It's just different and it's enjoyable. I like doing it. I think I do okay at it, and I hope it went okay. So Hey, I promised this week we would give away something for free from Stone Glacier, a backpack for somebody that signed up, subscribed to our YouTube channel. We're going to do that. Here is Stone Glacier. Welcome back, everybody. Steve says, what are your thoughts on the TK riding vest? Just pick one up for my 10-year-old. If you want answers on riding vests, you'll have to ask a bull rider. Honestly, that's all I can say. Appreciate everybody's thoughts. And thank you for the compliments. We'll all get better as the season goes. If you saw the scramble that is Cheyenne Frontier Days and the PBR of just getting cords plugged in where they're supposed to go so we can go on the air, you would be amazed how good we do with all that. I had a conference call today in here with these guys, and they listened in. And yeah, it's something. Dominic says, have you ever been to the Sisters Rodeo before? I believe in my podcast where I listed the 10 rodeos that I would pick to do if I could, I believe the Sisters Rodeo was on that. One of my favorite rodeos of all time that I ever worked. And so, yeah, Dominic, I love the Sisters Bend, Redmond, Greater Metropolitan Area. Beautiful over there. Bend, Oregon was Bozeman before Bozeman. I mean, there's been places blow up, and Bend, Oregon was one of those. Still great. By the way, Stone Glacier, thanks to them. By the way, if you order, not really discounts, but free shipping if you use the code Flint, capital F-L-I-N-T. Check them out. Bozeman-based company. No gimmicks, no camouflage. Hunters, making equipment for hunters. And they started as a backpack company. And they have sent us some of their backpacks. I have do you have this one? I have this one. There you go. This backpack today, I mean, everything you could ask for, whether you're hiking, hunting, fishing, or you just take it on the airplane if you want. But it has a cool waistband. I'm telling you, this stuff is not discounted equipment. This is hunting, hiking, fishing gear that is top of the line. I think it's in Shields here in Billings. I walked through the area the other day. I almost bought some of the zip-up long johns. The long underwear, but they have zip-ups to the side in case you got, frankly, in case you got crap out in the woods, I guess. I don't know. They're easier to get out of. But we said we'd pick a name from someone who subscribed to our YouTube channel. We hope they're listening, or we can get a hold of them. We'll figure it out. So here's the winner. We did a random of the people who registered since the last time we were here in the last 2 weeks. Cole Williams. If you're out there, Cole Williams, we see you. You subscribe to the According to Flint YouTube channel, which everyone should. You can catch, Logan does some really cool video shorts. You can catch all our podcasts, all of it. So there you go. Cole Williams with the Stone Glacier backpack. Dan says, will you make any more guest appearances in the arena when you are not with the PBR? Man, what a can of worms to open up. I mean, I make an appearance here and then somebody else says it. And for right now, let's just go with no. For right now, I do not have any plans of that, because if I had plans, then I would say, hey, I'm not retired. I'm just slowing down. But no. I always wanted to do it right. You know, I did my laundry the other day and I was putting away all my uniforms and gear that I wear in the arena. And seriously, it felt like somebody died and I was cleaning out their closet. It was the weirdest thing. I usually leave stuff out on my one guest bed to pack for the next week. And I didn't do that. I hung them all up. and they're nice. I've been giving a lot of them away. I've been signing jerseys for people, and not you guys. You got one right here. Whatever. Hey, this week I just said that my last podcast and current podcast is with Andy Watson, Bullstock Media, Freestone Productions. Had a really nice Sat Under a Tree. If you haven't caught that, catch it now. We post those links. Catch it. Hey, go to our YouTube channel, according to Flint. Also, but coming up this Thursday, interesting one, my friend Matt Wolf, who plays for the Savannah Bananas. If you don't know who the Savannah Bananas are, come out of your cave. They are a touring professional baseball team. I call them the Harlem Globetrotters of baseball. Matt Wolf has deep roots in rodeo. His dad was a rodeo clown / bullfighter, got acquainted with Rex, the great Rex Dunn. And so in his role with the Savannah Bananas, he dresses like a rodeo clown bullfighter and does some trick pitching. He's a performer, and he tours about half the time with the Savannah Bananas. That's coming out Thursday. Watch for it. We will post the links right here on Facebook as well. So anyway, Matt Wolf, great guy. It's a great podcast. So, because we've done it already. They're not live. This isn't really we don't call this our podcast. However, it's better than a lot of podcasts I've seen. I think, don't you? I mean, I can't name them, but I would think so. We didn't switch. Oh, you noticed that? That's okay. We're advertising do we have one that says according to Flint Live? Is that, we do. Oh, wait, watch this. Is that the one? Yay! I didn't even notice. It was Dick over here that noticed it. Calling out Logan. Oh my gosh. So this could be a pod. I mean, it posts as if it's a podcast. We just don't call it a podcast. So a lot of shows like the Dan Patrick Show, I love the Dan Patrick Show. And if you miss it, you can catch it as a podcast. So there you go. Will you try out for the Bananas? I'm 55, man. They're great baseball players. Check it out. Speaking of that, you should watch this podcast or listen because he gives some good information. A lot of people are talking. We talked about the Montana State Bobcats. I am a huge football guy. I coached football. I played football. I love football. I love going to games. I really love going to Montana State Bobcat games. My girls were a big part of that for a long time. Every spring, the first home game for the Montana State Bobcats is called Gold Rush, and everybody wears gold, and I mean like bright yellow in the stadium. It's blinding. The team has special jerseys. They wear bright yellow. And every spring, they have a contest to design that year's T-shirt and logo for the Bobcat Gold Rush game. They narrow it down to 4 and they put it out on social media and fans vote. It wasn't even close this year. If you paid attention, it wasn't even close. And what's cool about that and cool about Montana State, and people can say all the crap they want about Bozeman, but the Western way of life is still, is still important to the Bozeman area. The winner of the Gold Rush t-shirt contest, right there, Gold Rush 2023. And that is the winning design. And what's special to me, the M, I actually have that picture that was taken from, I believe Paige is carrying a B or an O. I think an O that day. That is Ice Cube, the great gray roping horse that my girls lost a few weeks ago, an injury in the pasture, and we had to put him down. I went and buried him in the pasture. Ice Cube was one of 2 horses that my girls used to run. It takes a cool horse to run down the middle of a football field through the band in a loud stadium. And Ice Cube, he was such a weirdo horse and ADD, and he would run down that field like a champ. Anyway, I have that exact picture that was taken from, and that's Paige leading the way. So congratulations. That's just recognition to the rodeo team and what the rodeo and Western sports world means to Bozeman and Montana State University. So anyway, a couple more things. See if anybody has anything cool to say. Western Way of Life, alive in KC, Wyoming. No shit, Rob. I know. I stopped there and peed and gassed up the other day. Yes, Bobcats are ranked in a lot of poll. They're ranked to win the Big Sky and number 2 in the nation with a lot. The Copper game is pretty special. I believe that's the when the Grizzlies play. Until they blind you when you walk in the stadium, that's fine. The Grizzlies are tough always, but yeah. Check out the feature on Troy Anderson on social media, put out by the Atlanta Falcons. It's 30 minutes long. I watched it. It's amazing. Troy Anderson, a linebacker for the Atlanta Falcons that grew up in Dillon, Montana. What a great feature on a great small town where I went to college. Troy Anderson's a stud and a great guy, represents Montana. Oh, it's Tech's version of Gold Rush. Okay. Yeah. I went to Western too. So yeah, whatever. Look at me just scared. No, Frontier Conference, NAIA, man, they've come a long ways. Some cool little stadiums. Rocky Mountain College here in Billings has a cool little stadium. Anyway, Troy Anderson is a rock star. Have you seen the commercials about rock stars being mad that they call everybody rock stars? And they go out to get them. Billy Idol's in it. Paul Stanley from Kiss is like, quit using that term rock star, man. I can't even remember what it's advertising, but it's pretty cool. It just random from Michelle. University of Arizona will have another losing season, but we'll always cheer them on no matter what. Well, thanks for, holy shit, Kirk Herbstreit. Thanks for the analysis, Michelle. I'm a U of A fan. I like the Wildcats, man. So anyway, that's it for this week. What else? What am I forgetting, guys? Anything? What did we learn today? Oh, that's a Dan Patrick deal. What's that, Bo? Yeah. 1 minute? What do you mean? Oh, I don't have one. I don't have a Wrangler minute. We're going to have a new feature. Listen, I've been a Wrangler guy since 1997 as far as an endorsee, and they're kind of come on board and helping us out a little bit. Great. As you see, I wear Wrangler a lot, and we are going to do a Wrangler minute on every Tuesday Night Live. It just kind of came up today, and I didn't have one prepared. And it's going to be a fun little deal, and we have a countdown thing, and I have 1 minute to cover a topic and get my point across, which is difficult. I don't know that 1 minute's enough, but we're going to do it. Can you put the thing up or will it start counting down? This is what it'll look like. You know what? We'll say that I have 1 minute left in the show. So thank you, everybody, for coming. My Wrangler minute is, Bob says, what did you learn today? That is a Dan Patrick thing, that they go around the room and ask what they've learned today. I learned that Michelle Dixon thinks that the University of Arizona Wildcats are going to suck this year. And I think that's bad for a fan to say. That's what you learned. Did you learn anything today, Bo? No? Logan? Come on, dudes. You got to come through for me. Oh, shoot. This weekend. Hey, Kansas City, Missouri, team series. It's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3-night event. Flying there Thursday morning. I will be on the Ride Pass broadcast as well as CBS Sports Network and the Game of the Week on CBS. Busy weekend coming up. It's weird because I actually have to work now. Thanks for joining me, everybody. See you next Tuesday right here. Thanks for joining us.